purification, and for those who are new, I would like to discuss the glories of this special Karthik month. So we will go directly by taking blessings from all the acharyas. Om Ajnanathmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadhantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tham Sajivam Satvaitam Savadhutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padhan Sahagana Gita Shri Vishakam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vashyatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Hare Krishna. I know everybody's looking very serious. This is going to be more of a discussion class. It's like a trailer for the whole month of Karthik. What is this special month all about? And I have my very special Madan Mohan kids. I can see them. If they're there, please come forward. So I can see the boys on this side and okay, the girls are all sitting there. So you'll be having a question and answer too. So if you have your paper and pencil or something that you could take notes, that will be great. And here you have the parents too, they can help them in answering. So this is a very nice verse in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita we call the manual of life, right? So let's see this verse what Krishna is trying to tell us. This is from chapter 5, verse 29. If you would, you could repeat behind me. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvatoka maheshwaram Suhritam sarvabhutanam Yatva mam shanti mrichati. So one of the Sunday school kids, if you don't mind, could read the translation.
Of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries.
Thank you, Rishi. That was nice. So this verse, so this is very nice verse because we all are looking for peace, right? In some form or the other, we all want some peace. And Krishna is saying, what is the peace formula in this verse? And before moving further into this, I just want to tell you, narrate a scenario. Just imagine ourselves if we are walking on the road and we just fall into a ditch that is really deep, and we are screaming out for help. Help me, I'm fallen in. And you're frantically looking for somebody to come and help you. And there may be a person who is just walking, and he may be putting his headphones on with his phone in his hands and hearing to the music and pass by off. So all that you screamed did not even go into his ears. Maybe another person walked by, and that person is somehow heard us, but they don't have, like, they are so weak that they can't even reach us to bring us out. But then you see another person who looks very strong, but don't have a means to bring us out from the ditch. So we are looking for somebody who's strong enough and also willing to help, right? There should be some willingness also to help. That person may be like, I don't even know you, I don't even want to get into all these things, and just may walk off. So at the time when we are in most difficulty, we look towards Krishna. Why? Because he's not just capable, he's not just all-knowing, he's not just all-powerful, but he's our best friend, most well-wishing, the benefactor and well-wisher, not of just you and me, but all the living entities, right? So he's such a well-wishing friend, and he's willing to help us. So that's how we take shelter of Lord Krishna, who is all merciful. So we can remember this verse with this acronym like a speck. So he's the supreme, he's the source from everything emanates, right? And he's the proprietor, and he's the supreme enjoyer, and he's the supreme controller. So, and he's most merciful of all these things. Like, even if he's very strong, very powerful, what does it all matter if he's not very merciful to you and me? So he's all merciful. He's more eager for us to return back to Godhead than what we are, that we want to go back to Godhead. So keeping that in mind, that the Lord is all merciful, we will continue today's discussion. So we all have heard, most of us already know that this Karthik Mass is very special. And it's like a sale month, like a devotional sale, we can call it, where there is so much, every little activity of devotional service you perform, the result is multiplied thousands and thousands of times. So on this, why is this Karthik, the name Karthik, like most, I'm coming from South India. So we have Kartigai Masam, but we don't understand what does that mean to do with Karthik month. So I don't know how it works in the North India. So I was also trying to see how the Vaishnava calendar, why do we call this Karthik month? Radharani's mother's name is Kirtida. Kirti's daughter's name is, she's called Kartika. So another name of Srimati Radharani is Kartika Devi. So this month, she's the Adhishtatri Devi. That means she gives the strength and energy and the results for us, whatever vrata we perform in this month. So another name of Srimati Radharani is also Urjeshwari. Urja means strength, the spiritual strength for us to perform any vrata. She gives that spiritual strength and blesses us all along in this Karthik month. And this month is also by the name Damodar. So I thought this may be helpful for you all, like how in the Sanskrit there are names for each month, and there is a presiding deity for each month. So it actually starts from, who can tell me, the Sunday school kids or any of the parents, what mantra do you say when you put the first tilak on your forehead? Om Keshavaya Namaha. So that's the first month it starts, and the last one would be Om. Last one. So Keshava was first. So what would be last? You can see the list. Like Damodar, right? So Damodaraya Namaha in the lower part of your back, when you put the tilak, the last one is Damodaraya Namaha. So the deity of worship is Lord Damodar this month. And there are many reasons why we worship Lord Damodar also. So as we move along, there are many, many pastimes that happened in this month. And I said it's a very special bonus month, right? Like Krishna is like very super happy, and he's like, every little activity you do, he's just going to shower us with all the spiritual benefits because he's capable. That's why, like when the king hears that his wife gave birth to a son, we see in all the olden day stories, he just takes his necklace and just gives it off like that because he's capable. He possesses all the riches. So the news and what was offered has no match actually. But since he's capable of giving it, he is not going to lose anything by giving. So Krishna is mercifully giving so many blessings to all the devotees who are following this Urcheshwari Urja Vrata on this Kartik month. And it's rather early month, so it's really special. So moving forward, any vrata we do, there has to be some do's and don'ts, some rules to follow, right? So what we don't do in this month is called Nisheda Vrata. That means we don't do. The first thing is follow 4 regulative principles of no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, and no gambling. And there are many more devotees who follow more don'ts, which they negate, which are not helpful in following the vrata. If any of the kids want to answer what they don't want to do, the Nisheda vratas for Kartik, girls? Very quiet. Okay, so there can be many vows that devotees take, that they want to give up sweets, something that you like, favorite that you want to give up for this month. Some people eat just once, they eat only fruits, or they take Ekadashi for the whole month. So there are some things that they give up, the Nisheda Vratas. And there are some things that they do, that's called Vidhi Vratas, the do's of this Vrata. So the most important is we chant the holy name of the Lord, we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, we associate with devotees, we increase that we do on the daily basis, we do more because we love the sale. So why not increase and do it more? So that's called the Vidhi Vratas. And the third one, the Lord says, this is a little bit more challenging. Okay. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tam yeva iti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. So the Lord says at the end of life, whatever you remember, that's the state you will attain, which is very challenging, right? Like he doesn't say, Krishna doesn't say that you have to be very famous. Krishna doesn't say you have to be a great speaker. Krishna doesn't say that you have to be some millionaire to come back to me. He doesn't say all those conditions. He just says, just remember me. But that itself has become very tough, right? The act looks very simple, but the process to do that, we need to have some practice on a daily basis. Because at the end of life, there'll be so many challenges, and what comes to our head is what we did the whole life, what was important in our whole life. Like we can be sitting here, I can be giving this talk, but where is my mind running around? Only each of us know, and the Lord knows. So to train our mind to have Krishna consciousness, that is what this whole society is, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada coined this term Krishna consciousness because that's what Krishna wants us to remember him. Yes, that is what we all are trying to. And we have so many festivals every day, every month. Janmashtami, Radhashtami, we had Pushyabhisheks, every festival that we are doing, God Purnima, Lord Nityananda's appearance day, the Vijayadashmi we celebrated. Everywhere we are trying to remember the Lord and his pastimes, so that becomes a part of our smarana. Lord is part of our smarana, not that. So this is a practice that we are doing. So this Karthik month, a lot of pastimes of the Lord happened. So this is, as I said, this is a trailer class. So this is like a table of contents that you have when you open the book. So this whole month, there are so many leelas and pastimes the Lord performed that it is so easy to remember the Lord this whole month. Just thinking of each of these pastimes and meditating on each day. So we will just go through the table of contents. So to know more about those details, if you attend like each day when the special day falls in this month, based on the calendar that we have, the Vaishnava calendar, please come to the temple. That day, the Leela will be explained in full elaborately, like how the first day started on Sunday, October 9th. And it is there till November the 7th. So the first day was what special day? Kids. Sharad Purnima, yes. So that was the first day. So on that day, His Grace Kishore Prabhu explained the whole pastime very beautifully. So we are just going to see all those different pastimes that happened. So let's see. And this is actually the glories of the month. It says that Na Kartika Samo Maso Na Kritena Samam Yugam. So there is no month in Skanda Purana. It says it's equal to Kartik. There is no Yuga that is equal to Krita Yuga, the Satya Yuga. Na Vede Sadrisham Shastram Na Tirtha Gangaya Samam. So there is no scriptures like Vedas, and there is no pilgrimage place like going to Gangas. And therefore, the month of Kartika is very dear to Vaishnavas. So this Kartik Damodar month is very special. Now let's see what the Lord is telling about this month. He's saying that among all 12 months, the month of Kartik, is dear to Lord Krishna. If somebody performs a little worship of Lord Shri Hari in this month, he offers that devotee his own abode. This statement is true. How nice, right? Like the Lord is just magnanimously, he's like, he'll offer his own abode. Can you imagine? We all want to go back to Godhead, right? We all are hoping for that at the end of this life, that we all want to go back to Goloka with the Lord Hari. And he's saying he will just offer it for the one who is doing this Karthik Vrata. So that's mentioned in Padma Puran. So these are some of, I just love this way it is written, how offering a ghee lamp, which is a very simple act that many of us do on a daily basis, coming from Indian background. Most of our houses we have diya that we light up. But doing that same activity in this month of Karthik has so much spiritual benefits, just pouring. So I thought that, like, when we go to a doctor and the doctor just gives us some pills, right? We don't ask the doctor, do you really have all that medicines in this small pill to cure me? I don't think we went to Ujjwala Bhakti Mataji or Padmavati Mataji and questioned that. We just took it and we are happy that it is smaller in size and we could just swallow it. It's not big enough. So the act could be really small, of as simple as offering the ghee lamp. But the Lord is very powerful, right? So he can give the benefit that we cannot even imagine what. But what do we have? We need to have that faith, Shraddha, that yes, the Lord has given the promise, so he will, the results he is going to give. All that I have to do is do it with bhakti, with devotion to the Lord. So these are some of the benefits that I thought if we read, we can, when we offer the lamp, that Shraddha, the faith of ours will increase more when we are offering the lamp. So kids, could you take turns to read, each of you? Just read it out. You don't have to put any effort.
When one offers a ghee lamp during the month of Karthik, his sins and many thousands and millions of birds perish in half an eye.
Half an eye blink, not even one. Oh, Krishna. Yes.
A person who offers a ghee lamp during the month of Karthik obtains a result that cannot be obtained with even 100 yajnas or 100 pilgrimages.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Keep moving.
A person who offers a ghee lamp in this way will not give birth again.
Jari. Yes.
Even if there are no mantras, no pious deeds, and no purity, everything becomes perfect when a person offers a ghee lamp during the month of Karthik.
Haribo. A few more for other kids.
To one who either at home or in temple offers him ghee lamp during the month of Karthik, Lord Vasudev gives a great result.
Girls, it's okay if you don't have the mic, just use your voice. Attains this eternal spiritual world where there is no suffering. Next one.
By offering the ghee lamp during the month of Karthik, one burns away a collection of sins as big as Mount Meru or Mount
Mandara, yes.
Mandara. Of this there is no doubt.
They're really huge, okay? That's why they're mentioned.
Oh, Nanda. Oh,
Narada.
oh, Narada, no sin exists anywhere in the
Three worlds.
worlds that will not be purified by offering a ghee lamp to Lord Kesha
Keshava.
during Kartika.
This is from Narada Purana. Can you imagine what all promises Krishna is openly giving it to each one of us just for offering one ghee lamp? And temple, ISKCON Farmington Hills, has morning and evening. There is offering of Damodarashtakam singing and offering of ghee lamp happens 8 o'clock in the morning and 7:15 in the evening. You all are welcome to come every day. Or you could offer it at home singing the Damodarashtakam. And you can also invite your friends so that you can share the benefit, because you will never lose. The more you share, the more you gain, the more the blessings in the spiritual life. So moving forward, we are going to run through the table of contents of the special days of this month. The first day was Rasa Purnima, where the gopis freely they gave themselves. They did not have any inhibition. They just ran, leaving all that they were doing, like household activities as Matajis, we all know, taking care of kids, serving the husband, serving the in-laws, cooking, cleaning, working, but everything just stopped for that moment. And when Krishna called, they all ran to serve the Supreme Lord. So more details were spoken in the class given by Yugal Kishore Prabhu. I would request you to hear that online if you have missed that class. And on this day, on this month of Karthik, the special Gopi Geet appeared. And in this, the very special line out of that really touches my heart was Patisutan Vaya Pratrabandhavam Ati Vilangyate Antachyuta Gata Gati Vidastavo Gita Mohita Gita Vayoshita Kashtya Jinshi Patisuthanvaya Bhratribhandhavan. Everything we gave up, Krishna, just to serve you, we have come. So that is very highest level of not feeling what the society will talk about them. Like each of our reputation means a lot for us. I guess that's what is true for everybody, right? We present ourselves in a way, we talk ourselves in a way, we behave in a way so that we have a value that we hold for us. But they were ready to give up that also. That is very high position that the gopis showed by that personal example. So tomorrow is Bahulastami. So on this day, there is this pastime where when Krishna killed Arishtasur, the demon, so the gopi said that now you're very contaminated, so you killed a bull. So you have to go and take a dip in the holy rivers. So Krishna with his flute, he made this holy river called Shyamakund, where there were 68,000 tirthas flowed into the Kund. And he took a dip and then he said to all the gopis, now you all took the side of the demon, so you better also purify yourself. And now how the gopis have to dig the pond, right? So they used their glass bagels, they broke and they were digging the well. So Krishna very mercifully, and they were bringing water from Mansi Ganga and carrying it all the way to fill their kunda. Seeing that, he just said the tirthas, please fill her kunda also. So Krishna, it's very dear for Shyam Sundar, the Radha Kund is very dear. And on this day, it was like 5,000 years ago, this pastimes of Krishna happened. And that place is where they became extinct kind of like from the vision of us. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came during his tour, he actually came to Vrindavan and he was asking people, do you know where is Shyam Kund? Do you know where is Radha Kund? And people were like, we don't even know what that is. It's been quite some time, like we never heard of those words. And they said, oh, there is something called as Kali Ket and Gauri Ket. Some people call it in the fields, it is there. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, please show me, I'll just go see. So when he went, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He's none other than Radha and Krishna. So when he went to those places, his ecstatic emotions, he knew this is none other than Shyam Kund and Radha Kund. So this is the day, the Bahulastami day, when they reappeared back for our mission through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is tomorrow, and it's a very grand celebration in Vrindavan. Thousands of devotees, they go to Radha Kund and Shyam Kund and get a dip on this special day. So that is Bahulastami. Then we have Narakachaturdashi, a very special festival where Krishna killed Narakasur. And who is Narakasur? To Krishna, what is his relationship to Krishna? His son, thank you. So his son, so Krishna killed his own son. Very hard, huh? So what does it talk about Krishna? It says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu na dveshu stinam na priyaha e bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai te teshu chapyaham. Krishna says in chapter 9, verse 29, I'm equally disposed to all living entities, right? He's equally disposed, be it his son or not. I'm neither inimical nor partial to anyone. How rare it is to have that quality, right? The Lord is not partial. But the devotees who worship me with love reside in me and I reside in them. So this is the beautiful promise that Krishna says, and he's also showing by his action. Like how even if you're Narakasur, if you had the wrong association of, who was that friend who was not a good person, who gave him a bad association? Yes, louder. Yes, thank you, Bhaumasur. So he gave a bad association, not Bhaumasur, Bhanasur, right? So Bhaumasur is another name of Narakasur, so because he's Bhuma Devi's son. Thank you, Mishti. So this is how like the Lord personally went with Satyabhama and he annihilated his own son Narakasur. So we have Narakachaturdashi celebration. And when you come on the Narakachaturdashi celebration, the temple will have more detailed story of how this pastime happened. So it's a very lengthy pastime, and it would be very nicely described during that time. And then we have the Samudra Manthan Leela that also happened in this month of Karthik. And during the Samudra Manthan, who came? Dhanvantri, the Lord in the form of Dhanvantri. They celebrate Dhanteras, the Dhanvantri Trayodashi, where he's called the physician god who emerged on this day from the churning of the ocean, carrying a jar of Amrita, nectar, for the welfare of the mankind. So that also happened during this month of Karthik. So when we say Samudra Manthan, that means many forms of the Lord came. So let's see who came next. So we also have Lakshmi Puja, right? How we say, Om Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarnarajatashajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Maavaha Mahadevyai cha vidmahe Vishnupatni cha dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi prachodayat. We worship like she is Vishnupatni. She emerged from Milk Ocean and she married Lord Vishnu. So that special Lakshmi Puja also happens during this month. And after that, now question for the kids. So the mountain, Meru, it was so heavy, right? So who was holding the mountain from below? The Lord in what form? Kurmadev. So Kurmadev also appeared, has to appear, right? If they have to churn the ocean. So Kurmadev was there below. He was as Vishnu holding on the top. He was giving the balance. So many forms manifested to make this pastime happen. So this Milk Ocean pastime is a very special pastime. But some other time we could discuss this in detail. How the Lord helped through this whole process. And another special personality came was Mohini Murti in this pastime. The Lord came as Mohini Murti to distribute the nectar. So one pastime, so many things happen. So Diwali day now. So Ayodhya Vasi Ram 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 Dasharatha Nandana Ram Janaki Jeevana Sita Mohana Ram Ram. So the Lord came back after how many years? 14. Yes, 14 years. So what a happiness, what a celebration it is for all the Ayodhya Vasis that the Lord came back. Like that must be our happiness when every time we come to the temple or when we do the aartis or when we are in the devotional service. That is the happiness of the soul of us reuniting with the Lord in His service through the means of service. So we don't come with a sad face. Hey Krishna, finally I have to come to the temple. Oh, another Sunday feast. Oh, another festival. No, is the Lord happy? Same prasad. So the happiness, see, the Ayodhya Vasis were so happy. After 14 years, they have come. They are meeting the Lord, the reunion of the soul and the super soul with the Lord in the form personally coming in. How much joy, how much blessed we each one are through all the forms, through the holy name, through prasad, through association, through the deity form. He's there with us. Right? He's giving so much happiness to us. So all that we have to do is just smile and say that, yes, Lord, I'm really happy coming here because he's giving so much happiness. I don't think we have to force the happiness. It is so automatic actually to be happy in the temple. Yeah. So that was the Diwali day or Diwali day. So what happened next? But that day was also something that happened with our Lord. So this pastime we will be discussing more and more in this whole month. So I'm only going to give you, since I said it's table of contents, so we'll go that way only. So Mother Yashoda also was very busy she wants to make a lot of sweets for Krishna, and she was churning the butter, and the special Padmagandha milk was boiling. So she had to run to save the milk, which was boiling. And then what did Krishna do? He just was like, smashed that pot and he started feeding all the monkeys. So Mother was like, I have to teach my boy a lesson. So she ran behind our little Damodar and she tied him Was it that easy for her? No. After all that work, still tying was so hard. Krishna put his Krishna magic there. So she was tying and she was tying in what? How many fingers short? 2 fingers short. And our acharyas help us by understanding that 2 stands for, 1 for the endeavor that we put in. That Mother Yashoda was putting in her endeavor to bind. I am going to teach my son a lesson. No doubt, whatever happens today, I will bind him to the mortar. And the second one is the Lord's mercy. When the Lord sees our endeavor, that this devotee is really struggling. He really wants to please me. He gives that Shakti and the power and the mercy flows. So that is what the 2 fingers short represents. So we don't give up on our endeavor. We don't say, oh, everything Krishna does. Okay, I'll just sit and sleep and watch at our home. So what are we showing Krishna? So he is Bhavagrahi Janardana, right? Either we are cooking or we are giving class, we are singing, we are hearing. We are showing Krishna that we are so eager. So he's the Bhava, that is what he takes. It's not the act, actually. The act is important for us to show, that is, the act is a means of showing how much are we loving the person, right? It's the act that matters. But with the mood, with what we are doing it. So he's Bhavagrahi Janardana. So Yashoda Maya shows us that she was very determined to teach a lesson to her son. So this pastime has so many details, which will be discussed more in detail on Deepavali day and more days to come ahead. And Lord, he liberated, who are these 2? Nalakumara and Manigriva. Yes, so that also happened after that. And then we have this Bali Padyam. So what is that song that we sing for our Vamandev? Chalayasi Vekamane Bale Madhuta Vamana Padhana Kalira Janita Jana Bhavana Keshava So Chalayasi, he actually tricked Bali Maharaj in giving just 3 small steps. And on this day, actually Bali Maharaj surrendered to the 3rd step, and the Lord grew as Trivikrama, and he pierced the opening, and from the spiritual planets, the Mother Ganges flowed from there. So that is Bali Padyam celebration also happens. How nice, right? Karthik month, so many pastimes of the Lord to meditate, not just 1, 2, huh? Okay, and then what happened? Govardhan Leela. So this Govardhan Leela, it's in itself, how many other classes we can keep talking about how special this pastime is. And the Lord was just, how many years old? 7, just 7-year little old young boy, Krishna. He lifted the Govardhan. And Raghunath Goswami, he sings this, he summarizes this whole pastime by saying, Nijapati Bhujadhanda Chatra Bhavam Prapadya Pratihata Madadrishto Dhanda Devendra Gadva Atula Pritula Shaila Shreni Bhupa Priyamme Nijanikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam. So he's saying Nijapati Bhujadhanda Chatra. Like how on your pati, like who's Govardhan is in your pati, your Lord Krishna's hand, you just got up like an umbrella on his hand. For what? To destroy the garva, the ghamand that Devendra had, the Indra had. You did that to smash his ego. You went on his little finger and stood there for 7 days and 7 nights protecting all the devotees. Oh Govardhan, please give me a shelter at your lotus feet. So Raghunath Goswami is praying for this through his Govardhan Ashtakam. So more to come in detail when you come on Govardhan Puja on this pastime. So after Govardhan Puja, what happened? Indra got his lesson, right? He learned his lesson. So he came down and to ask sorry this time. So he came with whom? He was very ashamed. Like sometimes we do mistake, right? Like then we take our friend, take somebody, we take the mother to go to ask sorry to father. So like that he got Mother Surabhi to ask sorry. So when Krishna saw Surabhi, his heart really melted and he accepted. And what happened? That is, Govinda Kund was formed. There was Abhishek happened for Krishna with Surabhi, Mother Surabhi, and Govinda Kund was formed, and Krishna was coronated as Govinda, the protector of the cows, Govinda. So that special pastime also happened in this month of Karthik. And another very special of Dhruva. Although a child, Dhruva Maharaj during the month of Karthik in the area of Mathura worshipped Lord Sri Damodar and immediately became fixed in his devotion, became worshipable by Shaunaka and the other sages, and saw the supreme personality of Godhead face to face. This little kid, a 5-year-old Dhruva, he was so determined that he wants a kingdom bigger than his grandfather, Brahmaji also. And he went for this meditation on a place called Madhuvan in Vrindavan. There is a temple that you could see, Dhruvatila in Madhuvan. So in the month of Karthik, he actually saw the Lord face to face. How wonderful it is to meditate on Dhruva's pastimes in this month. And then comes Gopashtami. So Lord Krishna was like, now I become big Maya, 6 years old, okay? Now, and our community is cow grazers. So from calf, I want to now graze the big cows. I have to go. And mother was like, oh Krishna, like you're so young, you're so tender. And if with the big cows, you have to go further deep into the forest. So she was trying her best. Like mothers, we don't directly say no. We have a different way of saying no. So Uttukavi, like he sings a very nice song depicting this pastime. It's in Tamil, but I will translate it for you. மாடு மேய்க்கும் கண்ணே நீ போக வேண்டாம் சொன்னேன் கச்சி அன்னம் பால் தரேன் கல் கண்ட சீனி தரேன் கை நிறைய வெண்ணெய் தரேன் பெய்யலிலே போக வேண்டாம் மாடு மேய்க்கும் கண்ணே நீ போக வேண்டாம் சொன்னேன். So she's saying, I'll give you a kaachina paal, I will boil the milk and I'll put nice sugar candy and I'll give you. Please drink that and be happy, stay home with me. And she's saying that, I'll give you a full handful of butter that you love always, right? I'll give you all that. And it is so hot outside. So don't go, so you don't have to go so far. Please, Krishna, don't go to graze the cows. That you just stay home with the calves, be happy here. And she's also actually internally worried that if you go deep into the forest, all the stones, thorns, it'll all prick Krishna's lotus foot, right? So it hurts the mother. Krishna understands this and he answers back to mother in a very nice, in this song also. And the Acharyas explain how Krishna says that we are the servants of the cow, we are Vaishya community. And if you have to make shoes for all the cows, they are our masters. If they don't have shoes, why should I can't wear shoes? I'm the servant. So many lakhs of cows, 4 legs each have. How many lakhs of shoes mother has to make? So then the mother only surrenders. So Krishna, now what to do? I don't think I can argue with you in that way. But she's very upset, right? Like she's feeling that emotion of he will be hurt. So who is listening to all this? The cows in the house are also listening to this conversation between the mother and the kid. And they, in the night, they all go outside and they crush the whole of the Vrindavan, big stones, they crush it and powder it and they make it so soft like butter. Even now in some places in Vrindavan, we have Raman Reti. They are like so soft like butter. Even in inner circles of Govardhan, when we go for parikrama, there are some places where you could feel like, how is it possible to have that, such a soft sand? So that is the magic that the cows did so that Krishna could happily go and grace them as Gopa. So this happened also. And what happened? Radharani was like, now Krishna is going so far. I also want to go see that, how he's going and grazing. All the gopis also wanted to go, but they can't go just like that. So they all, Radharani looks more like Subala Saka. So they all transformed into gopas and they also went to graze with Krishna to see that pastime. So in Mayapur and many of the Vrindavan temples on Gopashtami Day, even the gopis and Srimati Radharani, they dressed like gopas, Gopavesha. And many more pastimes coming. So Vyomasur was what also happened in this month. And who is this? Keshi, the last demon. He was also killed in the month of Karthik. And the most important personality who sent all these people, Kamsa, the Kamsa Vad also happened in the month of Karthik. for us to meditate on. So after the Kamsavad, actually, Devaki and Vasudev, they did not do any ceremony for their son. So they actually wanted to do Upanayanam for Krishna as their son. As parents, they want to do ceremonies for the kid. Right? Like from birth, he's there in Vrindavan. So they also did the Upanayanam ceremony for Krishna, officially in the month of Karthik. And there is a place called Ambarish Tila. So most of us know the story of Maharaj Ambarish, who actually did a whole year of fasting for Ekadashi. So a whole year means it started from Keshava month to the last Damodar. So in the month of Damodar, the fasting was supposed to end, but Durvasa Muni came and he wanted to test him. So he played this trick of, like, he said, I'll go to take a bath and come, till then you wait not to break the fast. But the time for the fast breaking was going. So Maharaj Ambarish had to break. So he consulted all the ministers and he just took a little Charnamrit. And there comes Durvasa Muni, like so angry. He's like, how did you break the fast without me coming back? So, and then he just plucks the hair and he sends a demon to destroy Ambarish. And Ambarish Maharaj just accepts, that's my fault, I'm really sorry. And he just folds his hand. And we can see actually the Lord got angry at this, what is happening to my devotee. He's such a humble and sincere soul. So the Lord sent his Sudarshan Chakra. And see, you can see how Durvasa Muni is running everywhere and the Sudarshan is chasing him. He even goes to Lord Narayan, please, your Sudarshan is chasing me, help me. But the Lord says, once it's released, only my devotee can help you to come out from that situation. So now then you can see that Durvasa Muni goes and falls flat at the feet of Ambarish Maharaj and how Sudarshan retracts back. So this beautiful pastime also happened in the month of Karthik. And then comes our Uttanna Ekadashi, the second Ekadashi in the month of Karthik, where the Lord from his Yoga Nidra, he wakes up. And we also have Bhishma Panchaka. Bhishma Panchaka is when Bhishma Dev, he's lying on the bed of arrows. And there is a Bhishma Stuti that he sings, and this is a very nice Stuti in that. Tribhuvana Kamanam Dhamala Varnam Ravi Kara Gaura Param Dadami Vapurala Kakula Pritana Nacham Vijaya Sakera Astumena Badhya. He said Tribhuvana Kamanam. Tribhuvana means all. Shri Radha Gopi Janavalla Bhagavan ki jai, Shri Karthik Palan Gaura ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So the whole, like when we see Gopi Janavallabha, we are all just mesmerized by his beauty, right? When Radha Gopi Janavallabha, the curtain opens and we are just caught. So he's, the whole Tribhuvana, all the three worlds are mesmerized by the beauty of this Supreme Lord Krishna. And that beautiful Krishna, who is he? Is Vijaya Sakhe. Who is Vijaya? Arjuna's another name is Vijaya. So he's Vijaya Sakhe. I want to meditate and focus on this beautiful form of yours, Lord Krishna, and surrender my ego unto you. So that is, he's praying as he's lying down on this bed of arrows. So Bhishma Panchaka is very special during the Karthik month. He fasts for the 5 days. And the last day is Tulsi Saligram Vivah also happens during this month of Karthik. So most of you know so far. So this is another special information where Rupa Goswami, he is very good at carving. So in 1542, he personally carved the deity of Damodar. He hand carved the deity of Damodar and he gifted to Jiva Goswami. And it is said, our Damodar deity, he has this beautiful face which resembles Govindji, and his chest resembles Gopinath, and his lotus feet resembles Mother Mohan of Vrindavan. So all the three deities combined in one form is Radha Damodarji. So his appearance is also in the month of Karthik. Radha Damodar Bhagavan ki jai. So another information for all of us, our International Society of Krishna Consciousness is nothing without our Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. When he says that I will never die, I will live from my books and you will utilize me. So Srila Prabhupada also wound his pastimes and went back to God this month of Karthik, November in 1977, around 725. So he led his life with such an example for us to follow. Like in our deathbed, either we are crying, Either we are unconscious or we are trying to meditate on Krishna. So let's see what Srila Prabhupada is doing. He's Jagat Guru, so he's showing us by his example. I'm sorry. I hope this place, that's the prayer for me now. Okay. I think you cannot hear, huh? Audio won't come. Okay. So we can see, at least we could see that Srila Prabhupada in his deathbed, and there is a microphone kept, dictaphone next to him, and he's still translating for you and me, translating the books. Who of us can imagine that we'll be doing something like this at our deathbed, right? So it's only our Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, by his own example, he's showing that what it means to be Krishna conscious, and he's just practically showing us how he's dedicated his whole life just to make sure that we all go back to God. So all the books that we have, it's his mercy that he has given us. So with that, another special pastime of Srila Prabhupada happened in this month of Karthik. He met his spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So what happened when he met his Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur? He gave a very special instruction. In 1935 at Radhakund, if you get some money, you print books. So following that instruction, Srila Prabhupada has given us so many books. That is also happened in the month of Karthik. So we are very, very, very grateful for the month of Karthik, for this instruction that his Guru Maharaj gave him, and to our Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, who followed that instruction as his life and soul, that he has given us all the books. See, if we are in a school, in a college, or we have enrolled ourselves, we need syllabus, right? Without syllabus and books, what are we going to study? So he has given us, he gave his life to write that syllabus for us to understand in this language of English. So it's really international, that it is available, that we can read and we can practice bhakti. So that's the speciality of Karthik month. And there was one more thing that happened was during the Karthik month, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also got the deity of Kurmadev from his father. And he was just 7 years old. He worshipped that Kurmadev as his deity to give stability for his spiritual life. So I'm going to conclude with all these special pastimes that you saw. ISKCON Farmington has very nicely has these programs of Karthik program that the temple arranges. If any of you are willing to call your relatives, your friends to your home, we would like to come to your home and bring Lord Radha Dhamma, Yashoda Damodar to your house, offer ghee lamp. You can be an instrument in your friends getting to know these special stories and facilitate in offering that ghee lamp. Right, your bank balance, your spiritual bank balance also will increase. So the Lord is merciful that you arrange the program, so He will add more benefits to you. So that's the way we can share all that we have received. So if you would like, you could contact any of the temple residents here for booking an hour slot during this month of Karthik. From October 9th it started and it's there till November 7th. It's very auspicious. So Karthik Maas ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you all so much for your kind attention. Hare Krishna.
Mataji for amazing class and give us the glimpse of glories. We just need 30 seconds for Prashadam, which is being served upstairs. There are a lot of devotees who are coming new, so a lot of time you see the servers are not giving you full plate, right? Because there are multiple items. So you can always come for seconds. Take the same plate, you don't have to get a new plate, you don't have to say that you're coming second, there's no issues, anything. You just finish what you had and come back for seconds. You can come as many times as you want, right? So please each your heart content, but please keep using the same plate. Okay? Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare.